So we have a 98 Chevy Tracker AC system, no longer cooling, and the compressor is no longer turning on. Right now, just hooked up to the system, and I'm going to try and start it and see how it goes. Alright, it's on max cool, AC's on. You may not be able to hear it, but the compressor's not running. AC fan's not blowing, and gauges are still sitting same. So, gonna try putting a little Freon. Okay, opening up the low side. Rotating as suggested. I'll let it run for a while, and none of the Freon actually went in. Revved it up and everything. Compressor never kicked on. I did see that the bottom of this high pressure hose at the fitting on the engine side is kind of damp around the edges, which I've been thinking is probably leaking. Next step is to swap out this hose. I have the original, I just had a new hose welded in place for it. The original hose also leaked about the same spot up front by the engine side. Hose in the vehicle. The hose that I had re-welded. Brand new section of line there. It was leaking before. I tried not to remove as much stuff as possible, so with the help of an extension magnet, this thing here, I ran the socket behind the grill and then the extension in front of it so I can loosen the front of the high pressure line. Got both sides loose. Oh, the bolts. That one's still sitting there, but I'll get it in a second. Take the mounting bracket off, which is this one right here. Extension magnet to hold on to that bolt so I don't lose it under the car. Okay, so it took a lot of wiggling. Had to use a sharp edge to pop this off of the seal. And is still on the magnet. So in good shape so far. Started with this end of the hose because that part takes a lot of extra wiggling to get it in there. And I should have recorded that part, but I was kind of fighting it with two hands. In place, I just need to bolt it. So the front one's in. A little manipulation of the magnet, a little extra cussing. Left that one out for you. I'm going to get the front one and then the mounting bracket. Light it up. I'm going to have to turn the hose because it was welded a little bit different than the original. Appears to be flush. It needs to be turned a little bit more though, since its placement's different than the original. It's where this little pry bar is going to come in handy. Just to push it and align it. And I'm going to do this until I can get the teeth started, which I believe it is. Okay, that's done. Give myself another extension and give myself some more clearance. A lot like what the first one was. Now you really should torque this down, which I'll do in a little bit, to the proper pressure. Since the hose had to twist a little, it might not go back on the bracket properly. We'll see. The hose clamped down a little. Right here. Unfortunately for this job, all of the socket sizes are the same. So it makes it a little easier on me. I only need one socket and a bunch of extensions. And it's giving me trouble. There goes my glove. Okay, bend this a little bit, maybe I can get it to work. The only thing not fun about modifications is sometimes they need to have modifications afterwards. Evacuated the system. Pressure held all night. Took the moisture out. I'm about to add the 134, the R134A. Just make sure when you disconnect the vacuum, the pump, that you close the valves beforehand. I accidentally opened it beforehand and had to redo the whole thing. Okay. Okay, opening the low side valve. Change. Now, 134R. Hear it, but the compressors are not kicking on. Now, rotate. Hopefully the compressor starts kicking on soon. Another tube, because the local store near me started selling these self-sealing valve ones. So the gauge set that I have is completely useless. So now I've got this new tube. You connect to the low pressure side. Don't lose that cap, it's very important. Well, if you like keeping dirt out of your connections, it's very important. Clicked into place. It's locked. Now the car's off, so no reading. AC is on max cool. And now it's engaged. And yay, the compressor kicked on. Supposed to rotate this between 3 and 5 o'clock as it's filling. See the gauge? Can's getting cold as well, so you know it's working, even if the compressor hadn't kicked on. Okay, it's getting so cold that my glove keeps sticking to it. There's a view window. You can see fluid now. There wasn't any earlier. So far, it looks like no leaks. Front end either. AC. It's getting there. Still needs more Freon. Can's almost empty. Now it's upside down. Well, that first can's empty. That first can is empty. And looking much better. I'd say it's still kind of low, so we'll work on that one next. That's the current readout with the car off. AC full. On full. Waiting for that needle to stop moving. So stop moving. Low pressure side is reading about 4. High pressure side is reading about 123, 124. I need 21 ounces of coolant and put in 12 ounces on this can, so I need another 9 ounces. Same size can. I got a scale. Directly on shows 15.2 fluid ounces. 9 ounces from this can. Process. I'm going to watch this very closely. B is currently reading about 66.3. About 9 ounces. Scale's not perfect, but now it's reading 16 fluid ounces. So I need to drop it down to about 7. There's my gauge, and starting. While rotating. Rotating and shaking. some more adjustments, there's definitely a lot more wrong with the safety system. But it's cool for now. At least I won't be sweating anymore when I